With the election fast approaching, we've noticed a lot of questions about the federal debt. It's hard to even fathom the numbers involved when $1 trillion sounds and feels a lot like $1 million, so maybe this will help. Two things. First, some perspective on how much money $1 trillion really is. If you had a stack of crisp new $1 bills, and you had 100 of them, it would be almost exactly 3/4 of an inch thick. So if you're able to do it, 1 million $1 bills would be about 625 feet high. That's pretty impressive. But a stack of $1 trillion would be over 118,000 miles high, literally half the distance to the moon. It's 1 million times 1 million. So let's see if we can simplify the debt question. According to the United States Office of Management and Budget, in 2011, the total amount of taxes collected by the United States was about $2.3 trillion. We spent right around $3.6 trillion. The difference is the federal deficit, or new debt, which rounded out to about $1.3 trillion. By September of 2012, the total debt had risen to $16 trillion, which would be equivalent to 8 separate theoretical stacks of dollar bills, each piled all the way up to the moon. Now, in the face of this, last year the government implemented budget cuts of $38.5 billion. So those are hard numbers to get your hands around. Let's look at it a whole different way. Drop the last 8 zeros of each of these numbers and we'll pretend that this is just a family budget. And the picture, I think, becomes more clear. Imagine the Jones family income was around $23,000, but they spent $36,000, which means they added $13,000 of new debt to their credit cards. The total balance on the credit card now stands at $160,000, and their attempt at fixing the problem in the prior year was to slash their spending by a grand total of $385. Does that help get a handle around the numbers? Remember, this has nothing to do with party or politics. These are just the current facts that any future president and Congress has to deal with. It has been worse in the past, though. Our current debt is slightly over 100% of the size of our economy. But in 1946, that number reached over 121%, also following heavy war spending. So in our opinion, while this is certainly a problem and not a sustainable path, we don't think that economic collapse is imminent. We've been here before, worse actually, but as we can see from the debt struggles in Europe, we need our leadership in Washington, regardless of party, to take this issue seriously and figure out how to stop the bleeding and create a sustainable balance for the future. In the meantime, we'll keep trying to find ways to make your retirement income more secure and help you maintain your dignity and financial independence for as long as you need to. So if you have any questions, please email them to info@cprp.com and we'll see how we can help. If you like this, please pass it on.